Good morning, children. And in today's class, we are going to discuss about what are the types of pure substances. In the previous class, we had learned about the physical and the chemical changes. I hope everybody has completed their work. Now, children, in this today's class, we have to learn some very important terms like elements, compounds, and mixture. So, take out your pencils and note down your question answers, and I will also explain side by side, and you will write down your question answers along with the understanding part. Okay, so let's begin. Children, underline this. Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element in 1661. So today's first question is, who gave the word element? Today's first question, write down here. Today's first question, who gave the word element? And the answer is Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element in 1661. Okay, so question number 1 is done and the answer is also given to you. Now let's move on. Anthony Laurent Lavoisier, a French chemist, was the first to establish an experimentally useful definition of an element. He defined an element as a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reaction. So children, question number 2. Write down the definition of element given by Anthony Lavoisier. Again, I am repeating the question. Write down the definition of element given by Anthony Lavoisier. And the answer is here. From this part, he defined an element as a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reaction. This is your answer number 2. Now let me explain you what does this mean. Children, any substance is considered as an element which cannot be broken down into simpler substances. For example, children, what is the formula of water? The formula of water is H2O. Now, if I ask you to break down this chemical formula, you will say, okay, we can separate H2 and O. So now you have separated hydrogen and oxygen. Now if I ask you to further break down these things, I ask you to further break down hydrogen and oxygen, you will say, ma'am, this is impossible. We cannot break down oxygen or hydrogen because now they are the simplest form, they are in their simplest forms. वो सिंपल हो चुके हैं, उसके बाद हम उसको और ज़्यादा ब्रेक डाउन नहीं कर सकते. So such substances are called elements. So that means in this formula of water, H is an element and O is also an element. लेकिन ये एलिमेंट तब तक ही कहलाएंगे जब तक ये अलग अलग है. H अलग से एक एलिमेंट है, O भी अलग से एक एलिमेंट है, पर ये दोनों मिल जाएं तो फिर ये एलिमेंट नहीं होंगे. ये जब ये मिल जाते हैं तो फॉर्मूला क्या हो गया बेटा? H2O. और ये एलिमेंट नहीं है. नाउ इट इज कॉल्ड अ कंपाउंड. ठीक है, लेकिन जब ये अलग अलग हैं देन दे आर एलिमेंट्स. सो एलिमेंट्स आर द सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ अ सब्सटेंस, राइट? So two questions are done. Let's move on further. Elements can be normally divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. So question number 3, write down here question number 3. What are the various divisions of an element? Or you can also write, how are elements classified? So better you write this line as, how are elements classified? So the answer is, elements are classified or divided into 3 types: metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now you all have done the metals and non-metals and metalloids in class 8 if you remember. So again you have to write down difference between metals and non-metals by yourself. I hope you can do this. There were many differences. Few of them are discussed here, but you have to write all the differences that you have learned in previous class, that is your class 8. So let me discuss some of the properties of metals and non-metals. As the first property here shows, metals have luster, that is they have shine. Okay, and in front of that you will write non-metals. So what you will write? Non-metals do not have luster, right? But there is an exception. What is the exception? Diamond or graphite are the non-metals which shine. So they are the exceptions. Second, they have silvery gray or golden yellow color, right? And non-metals generally do not have any color. Third point, they conduct heat and electricity. That is, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, but non-metals are poor or bad conductors of heat and electricity. But again, there is an exception. Graphite is a non-metal, but it is a good conductor of electricity, right? Then metals are ductile, that is, they can be drawn into thin wires. Non-metals are not ductile. Next, they are malleable, that is, they can be hammered into thin sheets, but non-metals are not malleable. They are sonorous, that is, they produce a ringing sound, but non-metals do not produce a ringing sound. So gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, mercury are these are all metals, but only one metal is there which is liquid. Mercury is the exception. So mercury is only one metal which is liquid at room temperature, right? Now we have already discussed many things about the non-metals. जब मैंने यहाँ पर metals के बारे में discussion किया, I told you everything about the non-metals also, right? So examples of non-metals are hydrogen, oxygen, iodine, carbon, bromine, chlorine. So children, these are all non-metals. Then there are few elements which behave somewhat like metals and non-metals. They behave like both metals and non-metals. They are called metalloids. Few examples of metalloids are boron, silicon and germanium. So children, your question number 4, 3 questions I have already told you. Fourth question is difference between metals and non-metals. You will make a very good column and you will draw the column. You will write down all the differences along with their exceptions. Okay, you will write down the differences along with their exceptions. Then your question number 5 is what are metalloids? What are metalloids? So here is the answer. Some elements have intermediate properties between those of metals and non-metals. They are called metalloids. Example are boron, silicon and germanium. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now this table is very important. You see, the number of elements known at present are more than 100. 92 elements are naturally occurring and the rest are man-made. Majority of elements are solids. 11 elements are in gaseous state at room temperature. 2 elements are liquid at room temperature, mercury and bromine. And elements like gallium and cesium become liquid at room temperature slightly above the room temperature. Children, you will also make this box in your chemistry registers and write down all the points as written here in your book. I'm repeating again, this is not a question. This will just be a note in your register. It will be a note in your register. Make a box like this and write down all the points in the box. This is important. 1 marker questions can come from this box. Okay, I hope this is clear.